Peace, fam. Ant One, Raw Soul Nation, live on Planet Real. And yo, I want to do a quick video on relationships. Something I really don't talk about like that online. So, uh, relationships, um, men and women relationships, right? um, when it comes to the concept of marriage, right? First, we got to make this understood. So all y'all that's listening to me and watch me right now, understand that I know this, and everybody else should have this understanding. It's not something I made up. It's nothing I believe. It's just what it is. Okay. Anybody, when a man and woman have sex, they're automatically married. Automatically. That's a soul tie. Why? Because that's the closest a man and woman can get is sex, right? You literally go inside of a woman, y'all connect like a plug to a doggone socket, right? It's energy. It's electric. Boogie woogie woogie. All right. So peep this now. This is how you know that you're automatically married when you have sex. Why? Because say for example, as a man and woman, and they want to get married. So they go and they have the paperwork done. They pay their fees and everything. They go have a ceremony. Now say they've never had sex, and then they get married by law, by the paperwork. Say a year or two pass and they don't have sex, and the man or woman goes to the court and says, "I want to divorce this person, and I no longer want to be in this marriage." Guess what? If they haven't had sex before, know what that means? That they never got married, and you can have the marriage annulled because y'all never had sex, meaning you never consummated it. You never made it real. You didn't get married. So that's why the honeymoon is supposed to be the main uh, event after the ceremony, right? You have the ceremony, and you go to the honeymoon, and then you have sex, and that automatically connects you and makes you, you know, married as husband and wife. So the ceremony and the paperwork is not what makes you married. It's the act of sex itself, and that's by the law. And it's seen across the board that you can do that, right? You can have your marriage annulled if y'all don't have sex because you didn't have sex. You can get it annulled, and it'd be like you never was married. It doesn't say you was divorced or anything on paperwork. You never was married. So I say that to say, when people are having sex with a lot of people, men and women, right? It's gonna be harder for them to have a person that they find somebody that they can have the same vision, and when they want to actually do the paperwork and get married and enjoy each other's lives, it's going to be harder because they've had so many sexual partners, and they these days, the young ones and the older ones, they talk to so many people online. They chat with so many people in their inboxes or whatever, right? They talking too much, too many different people, so it's never going to be a comfortable position for the man or woman. They feel like they can't trust anybody because they know themselves that they're talking and having conversations and chatting with so many different men or so many different women, right? So you can't fool anybody. It's not like back in the day when you was talking to one person. More than likely you was talking to one. If you was talking to two women at the same time, that was a lot. And we didn't even have cell phones. You mean, and if you're trying to play two women, if you're trying to have two women at the same time, that's a lot. And you ain't got but one house phone. You don't even have a cell phone, so people can't even catch you when you out unless they drive up on you and see you or something. But other than that, when you're not home, you're gone. They can't get in touch with you. And back then, it was tough to do that. You know what I'm saying? To try to play the game. So people doing it today with cell phones and all this social media and everything. People see everything that you're doing. They see how people act online. And then think about this, men and women. If you're online saying a bunch of stupid stuff or taking a bunch of pictures specifically for women, what makes you think these men gonna want to be down with you for real, for real? If you always taking pictures of yourself, that means there's tons of other men that want you sexually or crazy like that want you, and they downloaded your pictures to their computer, their phone, and they got your pictures. And so, what man's gonna want his wife's pictures all over somebody else's phone and stuff, and all online? Y'all gotta think about this stuff. And don't be listening to a bunch of folks talk about the men versus women stuff because they're using men that can't get women, right? They can't get women to be with for the long run, or a woman, period. Like they call them incel, those incel cats. They can't even get a woman, so they always gonna talk bad about women, find things that they don't like about women. You know what I'm saying? So don't fall for people talking about that stuff because you're gonna find yourself in some depression echo chamber, crazy mess. I ain't down with it. I already know. When I was looking for my wife, I wanted someone with the same vision. That's what we talked about. Having the same vision, having the same outlook on life, the same thing, wanting the same things out of life, right? So when you're looking, trying to have a relationship, look, talk about what you want out of life and what you really want. Never mind what they talking about on social media and these people in their relationship stuff. I mean, I'm on social media, but what I'm saying is, never mind people when they're trying to tell you about men versus women and that whole debate. Like, forget that crap. You're gonna find yourself lost, lonely, upset, depressed for the rest of your life. Just miserable. Don't listen to these people. Don't listen to these guys smart they can want about having as many women as they want. That's fun when you're young. It is. But even when I was young, I always wanted a wife and children and my family. So that was always my goal anyway. So, any woman that I've been with on a serious tip, they can tell you that that's what I wanted, a serious relationship. I never wanted to play the game. But, people play the game. So, but and the whole deal is, I'm just telling you, just look for somebody on both sides that y'all share the same vision, and y'all should be all right. Just share the same vision. Find somebody that shares the same vision. Don't try to make somebody see yours and you see theirs. And all. Y'all have to share the same vision, collective ideas, you know, or whatnot. And you'll be all right, man, because you'll know what the world's about. You know what you're out here trying to do. Oh, make sure ain't no snake. I keep hearing something. All right, but yeah, you'll know what you're trying to do, and there'll never be any confusion on what you're living for. All right. So on that note, this is Ant One live on Planet Real. The universe is revolutionary. Play your part. Peace.